Ooh, I think this one might be a heavy one. It was an energy about, I think, shame. It's like something happened, but it was actually the honorable thing to do. It was actually the right thing to do, yet the very hard thing to do. And I think inappropriate thing to do, or deemed wrong by society. Okay, something like that. And I think, so you're going to have to forgive all this. This was a lot of, it was a little challenging. I think it was like not encouraged by family, no, but maybe supported by family. Like the decision was made. It was a challenge. It was a struggle. It was not an easy one. It was made maybe too late, but it was like the struggle of a lifetime, or the decision. Like it was tough. And I think it felt like maybe embraced by family or friends. It was embraced by some. It was like it's okay. We'll get through this. So I felt like family or friends or something. And but then I guess enough people knew about it or something that, isn't that interesting? It's like technically strangers shouldn't bother us, technically, right? That's the rule. That's what we all like to think. We all like to think if I don't know you and you say something nasty, it shouldn't bother me. Yet I think what's happening is a lot of times we do feel that shame, or we do feel that guilt, or we do feel whatever. So if a stranger says something, it can still tap on that energy and remind us. But it's a remembrance to release that, right? But that's not what we do, is it? We get triggered. We get upset. We behave badly. We don't learn how to respond. We don't manage our emotions. We don't recognize what's going on. So that's what it kind of felt like. Maybe strangers, or maybe not so much strangers, but it wasn't necessarily close camp, but enough of those were said that this person already felt cloaked in shame or guilt, or felt bad, or felt whatever. Even though, again, this is what is odd. Even though whatever it was technically the honorable thing to do. It was the right thing to do. It was the truth. It was in alignment with that person. But just because things are in alignment with us, but just because they're our truth, and so yes, you have to do them, that does not make them easy. Sometimes they are the most challenging things to do. They are the most challenging things to do. And it was like this person had the courage to do it and be upright and be honorable and do it. And it was like, yes, maybe they should have done it sooner, or I don't know, or handled it better. But that's always the case. Like, coulda, woulda, shoulda, fuck, we wish we did. We didn't. Here's where we're at. It's late in the game, and here we go. Right? Like this kind of, and so I told you this was going to be a tough one. So it's like, so I think this person, again, even though the right thing to do, it wasn't done perfectly or seamlessly, what the fuck ever is. And it was the pivotal right thing for him. And yet he still carried around this guilt, this shame, this blame, and others very much encouraged that guilt, that shame, that blame. And so that nasty, terrible rhetoric continues to go on in one's mind. And then others continue to agree with it and think the same thing, or come to that conclusion. And then we continue to see them paint their face with, oh, I see, you're still embarrassed or ashamed. And yes, you should be. And they may or may not be doing that, but that's what we're telling ourselves. So then we see it on their face, and then comments are made. Do you see how you perpetuate your own cycle? And it sucks. And then the longer you're perpetuating it, the longer you're getting it. So it's the idea of karma, right? It's like you don't stop until you stop, but you've perpetuated so long, it's that much harder. It's now how everybody knows you. And it's like you are in control of your story. So that will continue forevermore until you write a new story, right? And so it's like, well, how do you want to look and feel? Do you recall and realize the pivotal moment was in alignment? It was the honorable thing to do? Can you start telling yourself that truth and move forward and stop looking back? Or do you need to continue to perpetuate the cycle that was, some people would say projected onto them? And it's like, we could say all these things and they all could be true. And who the fuck cares? Like, if it doesn't feel good and you don't like how it's going, you're the only one who has control to stop it. Otherwise, you just keep winding down. That's the spiral you're in. You're the only one who can stop it. And that's not easy either. It just seems such a sad situation. It was like it was the honorable thing to do, and yet they still beat themselves up. They just kept beating themselves up. So then they made the shame, the blame, the guilt stronger than the honorable thing to do. It was like they did something for them to start living their life a different way, but everybody else, maybe it's crabs in a barrel. It's like everybody else wanted to keep them stuck. But it's like, then you have to change all that. Change the narrative, correct people, don't stand in the shame or the blame. They'll feel that. Don't get triggered by that. You know better. It's like all these things that we can do, but we must learn ourselves and be honest with ourselves and be careful with what we're saying to ourselves. People just don't realize what they're saying to themselves, I think. Honestly, I think they're unaware of the silent voices going on. And so then they perpetuate that cycle and that story almost invisibly. This is why it's like you're so unhappy and deteriorating inside. Why? And they don't know why. Well, yeah, you really do. You're just choosing to ignore it still. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, this one just seemed very, very, very specific. And yet, as I'm saying it more and more out loud, I'm like, well, shit, we can all apply this, right? We can all apply this. This one it seemed extreme or dramatic or whatever. It just seemed like so many people were involved. And yeah. Okay, so that reminded me also, it did feel like he was also chasing, what was it? It was like, justification or excuses or explaining, but then he even gave up on that. But I don't know what. It was like, it just seemed sad. It was like he made the right decision to start down the life path that was more appropriate. And yet, I guess all the while looking back. Maybe that's it, right? Well, so much for starting down that right path, right? Because that's what ends up happening is when we look back, so much for looking down that right path. Oh, many of us do this. I know I've done this. And so, yeah. But to me, it's like the sooner you can stop in your tracks, because that's the other thing, because it is a perpetual cycle. It is built momentum. So it's like the further along you are down that path, the further you'll justify, well, fuck it, I guess I'm down this path. It is what it is. It's like you'll justify not doing the harder thing about turning all the way back and going on the right path. And that can sound wrong too, because depending on how you're hearing this, not wrong changing the decision that was right. So it's like, no, you're going down the wrong path of telling yourself that you should feel shameful and blame yourself, and I guess you're going to have to live out a hellish life because you made one bad decision. And it wasn't a bad decision. It wasn't even a bad decision. It was the right decision. It was the honorable decision. But it's like more that you're blaming yourself about how it was done or when it was done. It's like, well, how long are you going to beat that dead horse? It is what it is. But that's the path you're going down, beating the dead horse. And the more you're down beating the dead horse, the more you're proving that you should feel shameful and blameful. And then you continue to go down that, oh, I guess I should. And it's like, well, the longer you go down there, the harder it is to go down the right path of, I did the honorable thing. It is what it is. Then I beat myself up for way too long. So I am where I am. And so now let's pivot, right? Like, let's make a new fork in the road. And moving forward, we're going to tell ourselves the right thing. And we're going to decide what it is we truly want. And we're going to continue looking forward, not backwards, right? Like, because there's going to be more of those decisions coming up, always and forever. It's like we have to keep doing what is in alignment with ourselves, and we're going to continue to fuck up, but they're not fuck ups. That's the thing. It's like we deem ourselves as good or bad because based on if we hurt other people. But that's the problem. Like, don't ever intentionally hurt somebody, right? Don't go in. It's like people going in to play with other people's hearts or intentionally looking to make them feel bad or that you can make every pivot in the book. You're going to feel that karma. But what I mean is, like, we're all fucking up and we're all doing the best we can. And I really believe that. I really believe 99% of people are doing the best they can. And I do think we all make those big mistakes and then we're like, fuck. But that is our pivotal moment. Like, are you going to say fuck and get back in alignment with you and continue going down the right path? Or are you going to say fuck, I'm going to choose me, but then you're going to go down the path of beating yourself up about the past choices? Right? Like, you do have to forgive yourself at some point and continue living your life. And yeah, you might have to pay, like, again, it's like the idea of karmic debt, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you're doing that to you. It's like, well, what are you doing now and moving forward? They're showing court. I don't know what that means. It's like you're standing, because you're standing judge of yourself. Really? Yeah. You have to get that in. It's like, see, maybe you do have to pay your karmic debt, right? It's like, you gotta say your 5 Hail Marys, right? Like, it's like you have to get in alignment with yourself. You really do. You have to figure out that means. You have to learn how to speak to yourself kindly. You have to learn what it is you're actually saying to yourself, first and foremost, right now. That's assuming that you're even listening to yourself. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a process for everybody. It's just where your jumping off point is. And that'll determine, I suppose, how much work you have to do. And the work is just to get in alignment with you, to love you, to clear up the confusion and clutter within, to get clear, get honest with yourself, to hear the lies you're telling yourself and feel how painful that is. And ask yourself why. And is it necessary to continue this beat up process? How long are we doing this? Right? Like, oh, good Lord, the torture. And it's just so unnecessary. And half the time it is unnecessary and dramatic, and the ones that it doesn't need to be. Right? Like, isn't that the irony of it all? It's like the ones who, it's like, are good at their core tend to beat themselves up much, much longer and harder than those that do horrific things and don't bat an eyelash. They'll take out a dozen people, don't bat an eyelash. It's like, wow. Wow, what century did you lose your soul? What happened to you? Right? What happened? Can we clear that up, please? Can we please take care of that? Because your wound is so big and so deep. I mean, the splishing and splashing is not splishing nor splashing. It is like a full-on atomic bomb. Like, good Lord. somebody help that person, right? Like it's like somebody's got to help these people because their wounds are getting bigger and worse. It's like they hate themselves so much that they no longer are there. They're no longer there. They do become robotic, right? This is why we think they're soulless or we think they're whatever, because it's like their wound is so large and so big and so deep that they are so helpless and so hopeless, and yet they know they're not going anywhere, right? They're stuck in that realm. So it's like they give way to it, and it's like, oh, good God. I mean, the surgery that needs to be taken place on that, right? The stitching that needs to be done there. We're going to need 12 surgeons over here. We're going to need 12 buckets. We're going to need a lot of stuff, right? Like that's going to need serious attention, but that's what it needs. And nobody wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole, right? It's like, no, you need 12 of the best surgeons in the world. Head on over, right? This needs serious attention. And it's like nonstop around the clock. We're going to have to take shifts here, right? Like it's that kind of thing where it sounds funny because it's true, because it's also the reality of it, but most people don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So what happens? That thing festers and gets bigger and worse and turns into a messy nightmare that it's like, good God, why didn't anybody take care of this when it was small? Why didn't anybody take care of this when it was bigger and bigger and bigger? And that's the problem. It's like, you don't want to touch it when it's small, but then it gets worse. And you're like, well, look at it now. But then it keeps getting worse. Well, look at it now. And then it keeps getting worse. Well, look at it now. Well, it's like, okay, at what point will you jump in? At what point will it be addressed? Right? It's not just infecting you, it's infecting all those around you, and then all around them, and all around them, and all around them. This is why it's the ripple effect that goes out far and wide, right? Like, oh, Jiminy crickets. But you do need a team, right? Like no one person is going to be able to soothe that ouch, right? Like that ouch needs to be addressed head on by many, many qualified people. And there's going to need to be, in that case, there does need to be some anesthesia in place, right? Then it is almost cruel or torment to heal that wound. It is almost cruel and torment to heal that wound without the anesthesia, right? It's almost like, no, we need to give them serious pain relief while trying to heal it, right? Like they're already in torture. We don't need to add more torture. We don't need to add more pain on top of pain on top of pain. But that's what we do as humans. It is like we think, well, we don't want to get close and stay away from them and tell everybody to stay away from them because it's like we innately know we'll get splished and splashed with it and we're not qualified to handle it. So on one hand, it's the right thing to do. On the other hand, the monster you're creating by doing such, when they're already a monster, you're just making it more monstrous. Does this make sense to people? What's the bottom line? Fucking love yourself and learn how to do it so that you can love all those around you and be kinder. We're all assholes. We're all assholes. We're all assholes. But the sooner we can realize how big of an asshole we are, the longer we can start to chip away at it so that we don't have to be such big assholes, or at least not all the time, right? Like, we can get better at it. We're still going to fuck up. We're still going to be assholes. That's just who we are. But we can work on being better to ourselves and in turn to others. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.